guys, welcome to piano lesson number 26. So I'm done the surgery. I don't really have any feeling here. My jaw is a little bit big and stuff like that. Anyway, I'll talk more about that at the end of the lesson. That way, if you guys just want to get into lessons and you don't give a damn like what is going on in my life or anything, then I'll just keep it all to the end. That's my plan. Anyway, so today I'm going to be teaching on harmonic minors, melodic minors, because I had so many questions about them. Probably a good 50 people have either emailed me or like commented on it on the lesson and stuff like that. So I thought I'd clear up why there's an augmented second, or as people were calling it, a tone and a half skip. So the first thing that I need to tell you is, first I'm going to look at my notes and remember where I was going with this. Aha! Why would you want to raise the seventh? Okay, so first thing we need to clear up is that there are three types of scales. There's natural minors, and those are the ones that have no raised seventh or raised sixth. They share the exact same key signature as like C major has no sharps or flats. So the natural scale of A minor, by the way, to find a relative minor of any major key, all you do is, so say you're in C major, you just take C and you count 3 semitones back. So you go B, B flat, and A. So 1, 2, 3. And now I'm in the minor scale. That works anywhere. You just count back 3 semitones and you're on the minor scale of that key signature or whatever. Anyway, so A minor shares the same key signature as C major. It has no sharps or flats. That's the natural minor. It always shares, it's like a carbon copy. But the thing is, the minor scale has like, it has an imperfection in it. And that's why the harmonic and the melodic were created. Basically, they had the natural minor, and then it didn't have something called the leading tone, which is very popular when the modal scales came out with major and minors, so they decided to fix that by altering the seventh note so that it would have a leading tone. And by doing so, then they created another problem because they had an augmented second, which I'll get into in a minute. This is just kind of an overview. So they had an augmented second, and in minor scale writing, that's a no-no. It's like cardinal rule. If you do that, that's very bad. In the olden days, they didn't allow any augmented seconds. So I'll show you how you find an augmented second in a little while. Okay, so to correct the augmented second, they created the melodic scale. So that way, you didn't have to like jump around, and there's no possible way to play an augmented second in a melodic scale. So basically they got their names because, it's quite simple actually, the natural minor is because that's what it naturally is. Harmonic minor is actually used in harmony, voice leading and stuff like that, because they want harmony. Think of harmony and melody as like a cake. The cake is like the puffy, big filling stuff. Now that is like the harmony. That's like the support and everything. And the melody is like a sugar-coated icing layer that's on top of the cake. So the melody is what you'd hear in the right hand when it's all, you know. So that's like the melody, and then like if you're adding harmony really like that, you're adding in chords, and that supports the melody. So that's actually where they got their terms. The melodic minor scale is used for writing melody lines. They'll use that to, if they're going to do an augmented second in the melody line, they'll be like, whoa, and then they'll just change it to a melodic minor scale. And if it's a harmonic, like if they're playing a harmonic chord, say they want to do like a 5-to-1 perfect cadence, and they need that leading tone, like to like although that doesn't really sound right because anyway. Okay, So now I should probably get into explaining it all more in detail so you guys can understand. But that's the reason. It's actually quite simple. The harmonic minor is created to support harmonic functions, which would be like creating chords that lead to each other, otherwise it doesn't sound right. I'll explain that in a minute. And melodic has to do with supporting the melody line so that you can avoid the augmented second, which is like the no-no of minor scale writing. Okay, so there's some patterns. I have them written out, but they're very messy because I actually wasn't planning on anyone seeing my notes. I actually just, I don't know. I sort of just sketch out a lesson in very, very quick, like writing rough. And I'm just like, I'm the only one that can understand it and read it because it's so sloppy. Anyway, so maybe I'll show you guys. Now, now I need to take the camera off the tripod. Okay, it's off. Okay, so here is my little thing. See how I have everything abbreviated just so that I know what it is? So that's actually pattern, nat for natural, har for harmonic, mel for melodic. Now T is for a tone, S is for a semitone, and this X second is for augmented second. So a natural minor, we'll just use A minor because it's the easiest, has tone, semitone, tone, tone, semitone, tone, tone. Okay, pretty easy, right? Now harmonic minor uses tone, semitone, tone, 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 augmented second, and then semitone. Now a melodic uses tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. See how by using the melodic scale they avoided doing this? This is the augmented second. So by raising this one, then all they have to do is go. Oh, sorry. In a harmonic scale it goes up on the way down, and then when it comes this way, they just lower it. Because you don't actually need the leading tone to pull you up towards the tonic. So I'll explain what a leading tone is. So a leading tone is the key that actually pulls you towards the tonic, or the home key. So say you're in C major, C is going to be your tonic. The tonic is the very first note. It is the only note in that key that is the key of actual rest, which would be a key that you could end and then they're like, the piece is finished. Like you'd never finish a piece like this, right? Unless you did this. So when you hear that, it's actually going back to the key of C, but I've used an inversion here. So this is the C key with just the G over here. So the actual note that is the leading tone is the 7th note. And it needs to be a semitone apart between here. So listen. Now we're playing the leading tone, and see how you couldn't just end there? It's pulling, pulling, pulling. It's like pulling towards that note. It's called the leading tone, so. So if you ever want to end a piece, you just go leading tone, like this. You could just be like, leading tone, back to tonic. Just like that, and it makes anything sound like it's finished. So that's what they're doing with like most major scales. They're usually going 5, 1, or like 5. That's another 5, 1. I'm just using different inversions, putting notes differently around, but they're all the same notes. It's just a G, a B, and a D. I can do that here, and then. So see how the leading tone is going up to the C here? So it sounds finished. So that's what they did all the time in their writing, and then they got to the dilemma of, okay, in a harmonic scale, we don't have a semitone between that. That's a tone, because there's this note in here. So it doesn't have that pull. If you can listen to it, it feels like it's floating at the end. It doesn't have that pull. So what they did is they're like, okay, well, let's raise this up, and then there'll be a semitone gap, and then we'll have our leading tone. Now, the name for this one in a minor scale, if you leave the seventh at where it is, it's actually called the subtonic. That's the name for it. Okay, so now they don't want to have the augmented second in there. So for piece writing, they avoid the augmented second. So how they do that is they raise the F here. So the G is raised and the F gets raised too. So now to do the melodic, we go da da da, and then we lower them on the way back down because there's no need to have this anymore. Just like that. There's no need to have a leading tone pulling you back towards the key you're trying to go away from, right? Just like that. It sounds perfectly fine. So they'll use the melodic scale when they're trying to write melody lines, stuff like that. And then they'll have the harmonic at the end. They'll be like, okay, well, now we need a 5 chord, like an ending chord. So they'll go, and then, or you could just alter that a little bit. Put the B down here, like that. And now you've got the 5-1 perfect cadence. Okay? So that's the reason for the whole raising the 7th note and then the 6th note. Now here you can take another quick look at the patterns here. Okay, so when we practice these, actually basically no one ever practices the natural harmonic scale anymore. It's very, very unused. Basically what you do practice in normal piano studies is a melodic scale. Oh, and in the melodic you raise the 6th and 7th on the way up and lower them on the way down. And then if you want to keep going up. Okay, and then if you're in harmonic, you also practice these. You practice harmonic and melodic. Harmonic is just 7th up both ways. So just like that. Okay, so it's really not that complicated. If you just think harmonic goes with the harmony, melodic goes with the melody. And natural minor is just, it's like the bland version. It's like, hey, I ordered this burger and it has nothing on it. Let's spice it up a little. Yeah! Cheesy smiley face. Can you see me? Anyway. Okay, so it's just, I don't know. I guess that's all I am going with it here, huh? I'm sort of running out of what I need to say on this topic. Well, I hope everything's going well with your piano studies. Hopefully my videos are starting to help people and whatnot. I do get a lot of responses from it, so it's always nice to hear. One thing I really would like is if somehow I ever got featured. Although everyone wants that, so it's not like I'm hoping anything more than what most people want that way, but it still would be nice because then people that haven't seen my videos and are still looking for someone to teach them piano or something, then they'd be able to find it easier because it'd be more popular, more accessible. Anyway, but I really appreciate everyone's support over the past month with my surgery and stuff, and as you can see I can talk. I still have some stitches in the back of my mouth. I was like swelled up to like here, and it was all swollen like all the way down my neck. All the way to here is like puff, 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 and I had all this bruising around here, and my tongue was like swelled up, and I was in the hospital, and all I had is like this little nasal passage, so I was just like trying to like suck air back. It was quite funny actually. And the nurses were really nice actually. So I wasn't allowed to have any food, like good food. Just last night I had pizza for the first time in like a month. Oh. Cheese and bread and tomato sauce and some pepperoni never tasted so good. Yum yum. All other than that, I'm feeling really good. I still am a little bit tired and I like lose my energy sometimes, but apparently I'm supposed to get it back in a couple more weeks. Now that everything's like starting to fully heal up, there's no real stitches or anything anymore. I took a couple pictures of myself when I was all I had these huge bandages and I looked all like ball-faced because I had like no chin. But yeah, it's good. My brother's actually flying up from Vancouver and we're gonna spend Christmas together, so that should be fun. He's flying up next Thursday. I have one more week of piano teaching and then I get like a couple weeks break so I can relax a little bit. And I also had 3 huge exams last week, a week before this, so that's why I wasn't making any videos. I had like all these papers all over the floor. I should have taken a couple pictures of it, it was pretty funny. I had, I think I was in exams for like 9 hours and I hadn't been able to study for like only a week before my exam because the other week I was like totally drugged up on like morphine and T3s and what else? I think that's it. Morphine, T3s, and lots of Gravol to keep me from barfing. So that was fun. I was all like, whoa, I can't study, because I look at the page and then I read a word and it pops out of my head right away. It was pretty bad. I'm not a druggie at all, but I really don't like all that kind of stuff, actually. I just like being sober. I don't mind the occasional drink once in a while, but yeah. Anyway, I'm kind of ranting. I should like do a vlog. I totally would love to do one, but at the same time I want to do something useful at the same time, because I see vlogging as like pointless sometimes. So I like to mix it up. I'm like, here's your useful information and now you have to listen to me vlogging unless you decide to hit the pause button. And then like exit. Well, you're still here. Anyway, so I will keep going on in the piano lessons and stuff into the new year and after that too. But please send me more ideas or whatever that you have, things that you want to learn on. And I'll be happy to teach them on you. Teach them to you. One thing that I don't like so much is people send me like a billion emails asking me, oh, can you teach to play on like Daddy Don't Make Me Cry from 1939 and something like that, or can you teach me how to play this or this or this, and all these obscure pieces. And to be honest, there's no way that I would have the time to like look up the sheet music spend like 3 hours trying to find a free version, print it off, take it to my piano, learn the whole thing, dissect it, then like figure out how I'm going to teach it, then put together a whole video, then like film the video, and then like upload it, edit it, put it on YouTube, and then do that, and probably spend upwards of like 20-30 hours to teach one song, and then I have about 50 or 60 of these requests like all the time. So that's why I focus on teaching like musical things, so that once you know how to play music, then you can go out there and then like teach yourself your own songs, since I can't like, I don't know, satisfy the masses. Otherwise I'm like trying to learn all these songs. Now if you did want to, if you really wanted to learn a song really badly and you just had to have me teach it to you, I would do it if you were so wanted me to do the piece, you could pay me to do it, and then it wouldn't be a huge waste of my time to do all these other pieces, because then I could narrow it down to the people that really wanted it. So I could do a piece, if it's not too hard, depends, the more time, I think how I do it is, if I was going to teach by piece, I would just, since certain pieces wouldn't be as hard as other ones, I think I'd just charge however much time it took me to do it. So basically I just like round up the time that it took me to do the thing and then like charge by the hour. But a lot of people probably aren't interested in that because they're on YouTube trying to get free lessons, and that's what I want to give. I want to give lessons that are accessible to everyone. So I will be still doing the free lessons for as long as I can get ideas and do them. Okay, anyway, that's my little rant and talk and vlog. And I'm excited for Christmas. Yes! So do I look good? Make sure you comment and tell me how the surgery went, if you think it looks good. Here, I'll give you a nice profile look. Yes. How does that look? I'm still a little bit swollen right here, actually. But yeah. Anyway, I hope you have a great Christmas holiday. I want you to take care and practice lots. Thanks for watching.